All right, it's Monday. Let's go. Oh, had a great weekend celebrating my kids. Their birthdays are really close together, so we just threw a party for them over the weekend. Had a great time. It was awesome. But all weekend long, and I'm still behind on Friday's videos. I got to get caught up. It's just I got so many ideas I'm trying to work through. I'm trying to sync up with certain individuals that can help me at least attempt to bring those into reality. The idea comes from the creative force that we can tap into. No one is creative. People tap into creativity. That's my philosophy nowadays. Anyways, that could change, but I believe that no one is actually creative. We tap into it. Some of us have a shovel. Some of us have a backhoe. Some of us have a spoon. I think I have a backhoe, possibly even more. But the work that it takes to turn the idea that is the creative energy into a physical reality is very labor intensive, and it's easier when we can connect with others who, as I said in my last video, who are further down the road than we are and or superior to us in talent and intellect and business acumen, and to sync up with our vision to make it manifest. So that's where we're at right now. But in the meantime, the sort of like fury primal part of it, which is the ideas and putting it together, it's not a physical work, but it is definitely an emotional work. So I've just been in the midst of that. It's no excuse, but that's why I haven't done any Friday videos. I'm going to get caught up though, I promise you. But all week long, having said that, all weekend long, I was thinking about this video because I did my income inequality video and how it's good. But really, that's only half of the discussion. The more important factor to income, whether you have a high level of income or a mid-tier and or low level of income, the more important factor to that is really what you do with your money. It's what you do with your income. Now, I will say this before I get into the video. There is a certain amount of income that you have to achieve so that you can live and survive and pay your expenses. Remember, business owners don't have bills. Business owners have expenses. Pay your expenses, pay what you have to pay to live and survive, and basically get into the groove of society as far as being a contributing member to society. So there is a certain level of income you have to hit, and I don't want to be disrespectful of that. But even though that is true, what is more important than even the fact that you have to hit a certain level of income is what you do with your money. There are very, very poor ideas out and about amongst America today, where the notion of rich people are rich because they took it from someone else, or because they lied or cheated, or they did something dishonest, or whatever the case may be. That tragic notion, unfortunately, is very prevalent, when the fact of the matter is the vast majority of millionaires are people who built their million, 1.5 million, $2 million and up over time, typically around a period of 30 to 40 years. And it's through investment, it's through being debt free, it's through liquid cash. It's a lot of things. It isn't, this someone busted in and stole everyone's money and then ran off and invested it and got lucky or hit the lottery or whatever. That does happen, don't get me wrong, but the vast majority of millionaires in America, and I would even argue billionaires, are people who basically did it and got there because they provided a service or a product that worked, and they synced up with other individuals who were more proficient than they themselves were as the CEO, synced up with people who were more proficient in law, whatever the case may be, to build their company so it could continue to grow and continue to build wealth. So this notion of the rich getting rich because they take advantage of the poor or other people, although that has been true in history, and it is true at times, in America today, the vast majority of millionaires are all people who invested their money over time and grew it and were good stewards of it. And that goes back to my original point, which is it's important. It's what you do with your money. It's what you do with your money that matters. It isn't really the amount of money that you make. It really isn't. It's what you do with it. It's how you pay your debt off. My wife and I are going to refinance our house because rates are so low. We're going to lower our payment to $600 a month. We're going to take that money and probably put it into a rental and or keep paying it and throw it directly to the mortgage. I haven't started my company yet, Northwood Equity, to chunk the mortgage, but I will. That's another thing I got to get, that's on my plate I got to get off. But it's extremely important that you change your thinking about money, about your income. It is paramount. It is far more important with what you do with your money and the positive choices that you make with your money than really the amount of money you make. I've met individuals who are in the 1% of Indiana residents as far as income goes. I think it's between $220,000 to $250,000. If you're generating that amount of income a year, you are considered the 1% in Indiana. And I've met people that are in that tier, that income bracket, that income level, and they are literally day to day. They're financed up to their eyeballs. They're not doing good things with their money. They're not putting their money back for retirement. They're just generating a lot of income, and they're really struggling. And these are people who are the 1%, the evil 1%, right? I'm the other 99%, you know. These are people where the media and a certain side of political ideology has demonized because their incomes are so high. Guys, they're fucking up. Just like people who are making $15,000 a year because they can't hold a job down because they're too busy blowing their money on booze or drugs or just making bad choices in general. I mean, this notion that rich people got rich because they cheated someone is patently false for the vast majority of wealthy people. And then this notion too that it's because people don't make a lot of income that they struggle is also patently false. Again, there is a certain level of income you have to hit to get plugged in to be able to build wealth over time. That is true. But the vast majority of us in America do have the availability, or do have the ability to hit that level of income, and then from there build upon it by being a good steward of our money, of our income, to build wealth over time. Think about, for yourself, think about how you can be better with your money. Don't, stop thinking about, so my wife and I, she's at an income bracket now where from here on out, all of her raises are just going to go into the 401k. My income for us as a family is really only $60,000. Anything above $60,000, if I make $60,000 a year, coupled with my wife's income, we will be debt-free roughly in 10 years, and we'll have retirement either in tow or we'll be knocking on the door to have all the assets necessary. So anything over $60,000 for me is just going to go to debt. So as my business grows and my income grows, I'm not going to buy more cars. I'm not going to buy more guns. I'm not going to buy more stuff. I will buy some things, but I'm not going to put that excess money into things. I'm actually going to put that excess money into legacy, into our family. Because again, it is what we do with our money that matters. It's what we do with our income that matters far more than how much we make. I've said this before. If you're a guy or gal and you're making $60,000 a year, that's what you're bringing in for your household, and your spouse is a stay-at-home spouse, and you have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath ranch home. If I said that right, 2.5 bath ranch home, and you're debt-free and you've set up to where you have income for life, you are wealthy. You are rich. Don't let anyone confuse you about that. And if you're someone who's on the fence about what is wealthy and what is not, that's a rich person. If you meet somebody whose house is paid for and they have income for the rest of their life in retirement, and they can do for the most part what they want to do within their budget, that's a rich, wealthy person. That's the facts. There is no denying that. Now again, like anything, there's levels of wealth, there's levels of athleticism, there's levels and degrees of musical ability, right? So there's levels of everything. But if you're in that bracket where you're debt-free, you have wealth, you have income, you have wealth, even if it isn't millions or billions of dollars, it's irrelevant. You are a rich person. And it's because that individual probably made the right choice with their income. It's what we do with our income that matters. That's what matters. Far more important than how much we make. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe. Let's go.